Welcome back to the channel where we are building a video game from scratch using Love2d and Lua. Yesterday we got a falling animation triggering on our character here. So today I think we're going to try to only trigger this animation. Right now it's just looping every 3 seconds, but we want to trigger it if we fall into a hole. So we might be doing some of that. It could be some collision detection for the hole sprite, and then we would need to detect our heart, make us flash red, and then respawn us somewhere near the hole. So kind of interested in how we're going to pull that off. But let's get going here. I'm going to go to our play state, and I'm going to take out... Just happened there. Akabob, what up, dude? Hey, thank you for the sub. 5 months, that's wild, dude. Thank you. That's awesome. You see our guy falling here? We've got Tashio falling. We just need to make him fall into a pit. So that's what we're going to be working on. We've gotten pretty good. Like if my computer wasn't broke, I could show off, how cool the tiled painting is, but I did actually download our tiled. If I open up our tiled application now, I can import. We can open up the map that I imported into our graphics, the master tiled map, and what is going on? I thought the switch is open. It's looking for this tile set image. Oh, okay. So we just need to relink this image to link to the right folder. I'm not exactly sure how to relink the image though. Maybe we just tell it, hey, this is master sheet. Okay, there we go. So there's our master sheet at least. Okay, there is our global map. Sweet. So yeah, we've got... we need to add spaces for us to fall in. So I'm gonna put a pit. And what's so cool is like we can come here. We just have to make sure... I'm not seeing our layers tab. We should have a layers tab. Shoot, man, was that... Hopefully that wasn't me. I'm on my laptop because my CPU shit still isn't fixed, so we're on the MacBook, but with no hardwired Ethernet, so it's probably not great quality. There's our... Okay. So we've got our layers here, so now we would probably put our hole right here on the ground layer. Oh, and you know what? The hole is actually transparent, so we should actually put our hole on the above ground layer so that we can have that transparency. We'll try it there, and we'll try it over here. So what's cool about the transparency is we can say, hey, the ground color is this autumn grass color, and then we have a hole, and it goes over the autumn grass color as well. And then all we've got to do is do a file save as master tiled in our graphics folder, and then if we run our game again, we should be able to see those things we just drew. Okay. Oh shoot. Well, it's not importing. It's not importing the tiled map correctly. So either we screwed up Oh, you know what? I think... Actually, I don't know. I'm gonna have to take a look at our map declarations. Yeah, my... looks like my stream did just crash. Shit, man. So obnoxious. Okay, if we take a look at our dependencies, maybe. We should be importing this master tiled global map right here. Graphics global map. Okay, this is what we need to save it as. So if we look at our repo here, we need to make sure we save as a global map. So we should see... It's not this master tiled, but we need to export as global map. So TMX is the tiled file that we're using to save all the layers and all that stuff, but we need to actually export as a global map.lua and replace the old global map. So that should fix it. Okay, we should have the pit down here. Okay, sweet. Now, right now, the pit is non-collidable. Hey, Programmer Jeff, good to see you. Thanks for stopping in, dude. How's it going? Yeah, we don't want the hole to be collidable because we need to walk over the hole and then trigger us falling, right? So we need to take off the collision for the hole. I do like the transparency. It's because we're able to put it on any surface, so that's kind of cool. Thanks for stopping in, Jeff. I appreciate it. It's always good to see you. So yeah, let's get collision off first and foremost for that, and then we'll... Yeah, we can probably quit our... We can probably quit printing all that stuff because we don't need it anymore, so let's take it off. Let's go find our... Right there. So we'll take that off. Now... Hey, thank you, Jeff. I appreciate it. Okay. So we need to... what is it mad at? Place state 193. We must have done a typo. 193, what did we change up here? What did we... Yeah, Jeff, so my CPU cooler busted on me, so my main machine is currently inoperable. So this is my backup machine. I'm on my laptop, so I don't have my cool OBS overlay with the vocals and everything. So I ordered a spare part and that failed, but I ordered a second spare part, so I'm hoping that comes tomorrow, and I'm hoping the stream will be back to normal tomorrow after that comes. And a thief destroyed our dreams. I'm assuming a neighbor stole my package because it said it was delivered and it wasn't delivered. So that's what I mean by spare part failed. Like my attempt at using the spare part, it's not even a spare part, it's a mounting bracket for the CPU cooler that I need to mount, and I just don't have it. And it's been like 10 days, so it's been rough. Dude, what did we do? Where's the typo here? 193, expected near love, but 193 doesn't have love.graphics.draw. I don't see what it's mad at. Holy crap. I'm trying to see the one line of code that I must be hoarding that caused this to crash. I don't see anything. Did we really? Such a mess. I can't wait to get my normal machine up and working again. Wow. Yeah, the person who has it is like, holy shit, hell yeah, a Noctua D15 CPU mounting bracket for the LGA 2011 chipset by Intel? Hell yeah. Hell, just what I wanted. It's like the most obscure piece of shit. Like, the thing that only is valuable to me, and someone else has it right now. You know, I couldn't tell you why we're crashing here. We must have changed something in the play state here. I think it was... Okay, I really don't know. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. Dude, why? What? I don't get it. We're just not running anymore. Okay, I'll tell you what. What we'll do is we will snag our master tiled file, and then we will also snag our global map. Where is our there global map? And then what we'll do is we will restore our project and then re-import it. I don't know what the hell changed, but I don't want to fiddle around with it, so we're gonna do a git restore. Actually, just stash it, I don't care. Let's run it. Okay, we're up and running, and then actually all we have to do is give ourselves that tiled master tiled in there. We just need to overwrite this with the other files. Okay. Man, off to a very slow start. Sorry. Dude, what? There it is. These two files we need. Okay. Now, let's go. Okay, so the first step is to get this hole not on the collidable map objects layer, because that's how we're preventing us from walking over it. So let's do that first. Now we'll pull up tiled. So the fact that, yeah, we just need to copy this A-sprite, so we actually need to open an A-sprite and resave it. So we'll come over here to our master sheet. We'll take, we'll take this and we'll move it. We just have to move it outside of the collidable map objects, which is anything in this row, in these rows, in the red. So we can just put it up here. So if we go ahead and then save this as, actually export as a master sheet. Okay, we do have to save as. I get confused because we have to export as in tiled, but we have to save as in a sprite. So we're gonna go overwrite that PNG, and then we're gonna reload our tiled so that we have access to the current sprite sheet that we just updated. And now the pit of doom is now on this spot. So all we'll do is draw it where it's supposed to go. And then now if we export as a global map.lua, now we should be able to walk over it. What are you talking about? We cannot open file for writing. Try it again. Global map. Why? Right here. Yes. Sweet. Let's try that. Okay. Dude, did our terminal just crash? Like, what the heck? Okay, we should have a pit of doom down here, and we can walk into it. So check this out. Once we walk and then stop in it, we fall into it. So it's looking pretty good. But the fact is, we need to trigger it based on us walking there. And then I would like to, if it has like a sort of gravity that pulls you in, right? So like we can write some code to detect if you've fully fallen in. But if you've only crossed like this barrier this far in, then it'll start to pull your center towards its center, and then once you hit whatever position we say constitutes a falling in, then we'll trigger this animation, and then we'll deduct our heart, then we'll become flashing, and then we'll respawn us over somewhere else, right? That looks pretty good. I like how that looks. And then we'll give it like a second. Like you'll die, you'll hear the hurt sound, it'll take your health, and then it'll give it like a half a second and then spawn you back. Something like that. So let's work on maybe some collision detection for this hole. Now this is going to be tricky because we want it only for, at least right now, the only sprite you can fall into is a pit like this. So we needed to either insert some sort of object into the current scene if there's a pit when we're drawing it, right? We need to either keep track of it there, or yeah, because like the alternative is we check, when we check our player's collision in the map, we check first if the tile he's at is of tileId that is equal to this pit, and if it is, we can start triggering that stuff. But I'm not sure what the best way to go about it is. I think the move is maybe to insert a pit object into the scene, into the current scene, once we're inserting it, and then we'll check Tashio against all the pit objects in the scene if they exist. So maybe we'll make a field called pits onto our scene, and in our data downloader, if the value is equal to the tileId that pit is, then we're going to go ahead and insert a pit into our scene that gives us the row and column, and then we can at least extract out an X and Y position from that column insertion. So maybe we start there. I've been accidentally quitting my terminal. I was the problem. Okay. So let's take a look at our scene so that we can see where we're going to be saving this info at. Because I think it makes sense to me to keep track of all the pit objects in the scenes, because we don't want to necessarily check every frame and compare against the tile whether or not it's a pit. We just want a reference to all the pits that we've got and then check Tashio against those. So I think that's the move. So let's go ahead and look at our map declarations. Okay. So here's the data downloader. Okay, so here we give each scene in our map a couple of things. Like, it's got entities, it's got animatables, and it's also going to have a .pits table. And that's where we're going to store all these pit objects. So we do need to figure out which tileId pit is equal to, so that we can insert into our pits object a row and column for the given pit. So we can figure that out. We have a little Python script that inputs the files and puts the tile number over it. So let's see if we can figure that out. We've got, if we go into graphics here, and then it should be a Python file, drawnumspy. So we can say Python3 and then run our drawnumspy script. And it looks like we don't have Python imaging library module in our Python. So is that pip install PIL? Nope, I've got to look this up. Pip install pillow, my bad, not PIL, but pillow. I don't even have pip. What the heck? How did I thought you installed Python with pip. Python get pip. Okay, am I just misunderstanding how to call pip? Okay, Dude, I don't know. I don't know. This always works for me. I don't know why it's not working right now. I have not developed Python on my Mac, so I get that. I mean, we have it. Python 3 drawnums.py, no module named PIL. I know that is a module, so Python 3 pip install pillow. Dude, how do we do this? Yeah, I'm on Mac. Why why can't we check? How do we see which pip we're on? Yeah, you know what? I've got a ChatGPT helper here. We can maybe get some help out. Let's see. We'll see if ChatGod can help. Try brew. Brew install. Oh, pip 3. Oh my goodness, pip 3. Is that really it? Alright, it was pip 3. Well, let's see. Before we... There we go. Okay, it works. So what that should have done is actually make a new PNG called tiles numbered. And if we pull that up, surprises and mistakes are possible. That's a killer of an opening statement. Trust but verify. Yeah, I'm with you. Okay, so right there, 14. We could have literally just counted it, but we could have just counted it. But hey, we got pip we got the Python imaging library installed. We know we're looking for a tile ID of 14 now, so that's good. So we need to do something here where once we insert the tile ID into the tiled map, we've got to do... I am not doing the game jam. I am working on this, this project is my main gig, so I'm interested in doing shorter game jams, but I'm also like deploying some web applications, and I've got another couple projects in the works, so I don't really need another project. But I'm interested in seeing the results and everything for sure. Okay, so we need to basically say we need to insert into our map at the given row and column, but we would need to insert into our pits table a value, only if our tile ID is equal to 14, then we want to insert a pit object into the pit. Hey, thanks for stopping by, Jeff. I appreciate it. Thank you for the nice emotes there. I love your YouTube, by the way, dude. I love seeing your shorts on there. Nice. Yeah, I'm super happy it's the weekend. I've got a ton of programming stuff to do, so hopefully at the end of this week I'll have my full stack web application ready for people to try. And we crashed. Yeah, I'm super ready to have my computer back. Yeah, such a bummer. Once I'm plugged into Ethernet, it should be smoother. Sorry, everyone. Okay, so we basically need to make a either a pit class. It's basically so simple. Like we don't need much. We just need a row and column. I know my internet's unreliable, especially on Wi-Fi, so it really sucks. Sorry, everyone. Now, um, Copilot has actually got a good suggestion here. If we write an insert pit function, it, it's just that we don't want to store the function itself into this table. We want to store the objects. So we need pits at index 1 will be a table that holds a row and a column that pit is in. And all it needs to hold is that row and column. So every index of our pit just needs to be holding a row and column. So we don't even need to store a function in there, but we would need to pass in. What would we do? Because like we would do a table. We would put in a table. So it's a table of the. We could call it row gets row and call gets call. So then I am curious if we were able to print up the pits for the given map we're at, if it would hold a value of row and call equal to the scene row and scene call that we're in. So let's see if doing this, and now is this in our ground? Is this in our ground extraction? Because this needs to be in our above ground extraction. So I think actually I think that was right. No. Okay, so this first one, we're calling it a tiled map, which is the ground, above ground, which is above the ground, and then top level tiled, which goes above our character. So right here is our ground, so we don't want it there. This says top level tiled downloader, and then this should be the above ground tiles. Okay. So in the above ground tiles, if our tile ID is equal to 14, wow, hit. Okay. So let's go ahead and print up a table of our dot pits for our current map, and then we'll see if we have that table of values. So let's go ahead and go to our play state, and we'll go to our 2 being held, and we'll say that this is now the dot pits. That's the pits. And then we're in play state, which should have, we can say, we need to go into our scene view.current map, and our current map has a .pits field, and that's what we're printing up. And we're doing the inspect and not a print, because like inspect will kind of like decode the table. So let's see. I don't see anything. Oh yeah, and it's not print. We want it love.graphics.print pits. Okay. Let's try that. Alright, it thinks we have no pits. Okay. Let's try to hard code it at 7.2 and see if we've got the pits. Alright, it says it's an empty table. So we're either not inserting the... I thought I could have sworn we turned off the fall timer. Oh gosh. This is what we need to comment out. Okay. So we're just not inserting any values into pits properly, probably. So we could try to say, to test this out, we could see in our map declarations, tileId is equal to 14. tileId gets 1. Oh, we're using tileId as the iterator for which of the 80 tiles we're inserting. So tileId won't be equal to 14 in this scenario. So we need to see if the yeah, we would need to check if the above ground tile map at index tileId is 14. Did we really crash again? Okay. We still don't got no pits. Okay. So let's leave this for now, and we'll actually just kind of manually say, hey, insert into map row, map call, this pits, and we'll see if that's, see, like, the fact that that's not even printing it up is, like, telling me we're doing something wrong. So, can we not table.insert into... Let's just try to put the table 1 into the 7-2 map. Okay, so we are able to insert the table there. So we're just doing something wrong with the insertion here. I do want to kind of see if we were right in saying that you could say row gets 1, column gets 2. I'm wondering what stores in here if we try to do that. Okay, that's exactly what we want. We have a table that has 2 values, a column and a row, and then, yeah. So the idea is if we can store the correct pit, any pit on the map, we would need to store into this .pits, and then we can check collision detection for every pit in the current map with our player character. Man, sorry for the unstable stream, y'all. I don't know what else to try. I don't have a Ethernet for the laptop, so I can't really do much better than this. So we know this is right, at least. Yeah, because this is in our data downloader as we're going through. Did we really crash again? Oh my god. I might just call it a night for streaming and continue the recording, because it's just bumming me out that it's crashing like this. I'm at a low bitrate too, so it really shouldn't fail this bad. Give it one more shot. I'll give it one more shot. If we crash again, I'm just gonna continue to record and post it on YouTube. Sorry, everyone. Okay. So I think the thing that's screwing up is the check here. This tileId is equal to 14. So if we just for now comment that out and say, you know what, every map row and map column will get a dot pits, then we have a bunch of dot pits. Okay, so yeah, it looks like it is failing on this conditional check here. So if it's not the tileId, but we need to check. See, we're inserting the above ground tile map ID. Yeah, and then if that ID is equal to 14, then we insert a pit. I don't see why that wouldn't work. Above ground tiled map at tileId. Yeah. Yeah. Because what this above ground tiled map is what we export from tiled. It's the third layer, and it's all the tileIds. But we plop them by the 80, 80 tileIds get inserted into this above ground tiled map, and then tileId is the number of which we're at, of the 80. So it's like if it's the second row, it would be 11 for the first one, because there's 10 on the top row. The first one of the next row is 11, so tileId would be 11, but then indexing 11 into our above ground tiled map will give us the actual tileId value. So this looks right to me. Oh, and you know what? I'm so dumb. We don't even have a pits. We don't even have a pits on this scene. So we wouldn't have a pit in this folder because there's no pit ID. So, I mean, let's try this. Let's see if our .pits is on this next page here. So look, no pits. Got no pits. Got no pits. Shit. I was hoping we had pits. Now we're at 8.2. And we should have pits. Okay. Well, we could have messed something up in the above ground tile maps. I mean, we're in the above ground tile map, and it looks like our pit is right there in the above ground tile map. And it does look to be 14, the tileId, I believe. We can double check. Yeah, 14. Okay. Well, we can test it with any other tileId and see if we get pits. Did we really crash? Let's try it. Okay, we're gonna say if the above ground tiled map. Oh, it's hard because we don't have a lot of things in the above ground tile map. Above ground tile IDs. Above ground tiled map at tiled ID. That should be, yeah, that should be the tileId for the thing. And if that thing is equal to 14, we're going to go ahead and insert the pit. I don't see what we're missing here. Okay. We could, I mean, it's tough to manually check because the 8.2 scene in our tile map IDs is like you know, the 7,000th tile ID, so it's hard, but we could just peek it and see if there is a 14 in there, because if there's no 14 in there, then we know we messed up somewhere there. So we can check our global.map here. And it should be in the above ground tiled, not top level, but the above ground. Oh my god. There is a 14. There's a couple 14s. Okay. That's a mess. That's a mess. That's a mess. Okay, well, what else can we try? We can. It's in this conditional here. I mean, if we take this out and just say 7-2 gets the pits or whatever, it works. Okay, yeah, we got the pits. So maybe the move is we can check. We can check not the pits, not the above ground tile map ID, but we could say, dude, that should be it. That should be it. It should be it if it's 14. Okay, so maybe the move is we do this outside of here. We just do a pit check afterwards, after it's made, so we can say for I guess 1, comma, map width. And then we can say for j gets 1, map height. Not what I wanted, oh me. Okay. Copilot's trying to get turned off right now. We want to go through map width and map height. And we want to check the... See, no, this is hard. We don't want to do this. How would we... Yeah, how would we just say... Yeah, what's crazy about this is tileId is a number from 1 to 9,000. So when we ask this above ground tiled map at index tileId, it's asking the ID of all 9,000 of our above ground tiled maps. So let's just say if above ground tiled map tileId is equal to 14, what if we just gave ourselves a global variable? And we said pits gets pits plus 1. And then up here we're gonna just declare pits to be equal to 0. Let's just see if this pits is the right value. Let's just put, actually I'll leave that, but I'll comment it out and we'll just put pits here. Say we just want to concatenate to string pits. Okay, so this should be a number of how many pits we have total, and yeah, we do have 2 pits total. So it's that pit and that pit. Those are the only 14 tile IDs we have. So that test right there proves that the above ground tile map at tile ID is registering a 14 for a pit, but we aren't inserting into our pits field correctly still. So we've got to figure that out. If we look back here, yeah, we've got pits. So when we're incrementing pits, yeah, if it's 14, okay. Oh, pits. Okay. Yeah. So we want something just like this. We say, okay, if you're going to increment pits, you also got to insert into the map row and map column into our pits field, map row, map column, into our dot pits, a table. Let's just try to put 1 and 2 in there for now and see, but let's print this up so we can see what our pits is like. We should have 0 pits on the first frame, on the first scene that we go into, but we should have 1 pit on the frame below it. So we've got no pits in our pit table, and we still got no pits in our pit table. We should have a pit on this page and this page. And then pits 2 is just how many pits are total in the global, in the above ground tile map. I don't get why this isn't working. Oh, we're hard coding in how many pits are in this. Okay, so yeah, let's try this. We'll do map. We'll actually do scene view. Yeah, if we go to, what am I doing? If we go to inspect scene view dot current map. Oh, okay. I think I just realized something that's happening here. Because we'd want to go print up all the pits in our current map, right? So whatever our current maps dot pits is, that's what we want to print here. But yeah, it would be nil. It would be nil because we don't take it from our global map and move it into our scene map. So we would need something to do that. Now, maybe in our map declarations, we've got, what is it? Yeah, basically, I guess we can do it. Yeah, we can do it in our map declarations after we do all this stuff. All we have to do is copy over. Actually, no, I think it would be in the map class. We just need to give ourselves a dot pits and make sure we copy it over from the global map. So let's go to our map class here, and we'll give ourselves, just like how we have a tile for all this other stuff, we need, I think we need a dot pits in here in the map. Yeah, I think we need it in the map. So what we'll do is we'll say self.pits gets, we want the whole table from our global map, but at our row and column .pits. So we're kind of copying it over. Now maybe we should have pits on a page that does have pits. We do. Yes. We've got pits. Okay, so now instead of adding in the hard-coded 2-1, we need to add the proper row and column. and we can make the debugging a little easier to read with some drop shadow or something, but maybe for now, yeah, maybe what I'll do is we add the pits upon mapping it. That sounds okay. But when we go into our map declarations here, when we add our dot pit, right here, instead of hard coding in the row 1, column 2, and whatever, we want to insert the scene row and the scene column. I really did that wrong. Scene row. Okay. Oh, we did that wrong. We did it wrong. We gotta do it here. C row. Cool. And then scene call. Okay. Sweet. Now let's see if we have different variables. Actually, I'm gonna code the graphics background here. It's nice we got this debug background color that we made so that we can kind of read the pits better. And we'll get rid of this. Read any debug info better, easier. So now, oh, we're jacked up. See, it should look like that. It should be a dot clear, not a set color. So let's just fix that real quick. Yeah, it's not a set color. It should be a dot clear, I want to say. Let's see. That's not it. It's not it at all. What? How are we doing that for the other one? Okay, if one's down, we set the color and then we fill. Okay, that's what we need. We need these three. So we need to set the color to that transparent gray. Then we fill it. We fill the screen with it. We could do a dot clear there instead. And then we set the color to white so that our debugging is white. So let's see that. Okay, sweet. We got our pits. There's no pits on this frame, on this scene, but we do have one pit on the 8th column. That looks right. And the 3rd row, that looks right. 8, yeah, because we have 9 and 10. So this is 10, 9, 8, and then this is 1, 2, 3. So there's our 8, 3 pit. And then on here, we have a pit at 9 and 3. That looks right, because this is 10, 9, and then 1, 2, 3. Okay, cool. So now every scene will have an access to this dot pits, and it has a row and column of any pit. Now we need to make sure that we can add multiple pits, right? So let's make sure if we wanted to add another pit right here, then we can come here and hit save and hit export as a .global map. Then if we run our game again, we should have 2 pits on this. Yes, we've got a 5-3 and an 8-3. That looks right. If there's the 5-3, there's the 8-3. Sweet. So now that we've got pits, now we need to go into our player collision detection, right? And say, you know, check your position against these 2 values that we need to convert into pixels, right? So it would be 5 times 16, 3 times 16 is your player X, and we can probably do it. We probably want to check the center of our player and the center of the pit. And if those 2 points are within 10 pixels or whatever, then trigger gravity or whatever we want to call it, and it'll move, it'll change the dx and dy of our character to be closer to the pit. Yeah. It's going to be tough, but it should be fun. It'll be fun. And it'll be cool once we can fall into pits, because then it'll look like that, and we can fall into pits and get hurt. But yeah, I'm gonna call it a night. I'm just fried from a long week, and I've got more programming stuff outside of game dev to work on today. So we're gonna look at our Git diff here. Oh lordy. Okay, yeah, we changed our master sheet, changed our tiles numbered PNG, our global map. Okay, git diff. I'm afraid to look at it, but yeah, it's all this nasty stuff. And then this is the first time we're including our tiled map into the GitHub, so that's nice. Anyone will be able to use tiled to draw their own maps after this, which is nice. And then, yeah, we added pits. Yeah, all we did was really add pits and add the tiled. So let's do a git add, and we'll say, we'll commit with a message saying we added pits to scenes based on tile ID of 14 for transparent pit on above ground layer. Sweet. All right. Well, I'll see if Practical is streaming and I can raid out. He's working on something. Let's see what other peeps are up to.
The random sources scene, this scene is actually what we use for effects like...
Let's raid JD Does Dev. He's always nice to me. So we'll raid JD. And I hope everyone has a good night. Raid JD Does Dev. Sweet. Yeah, thanks for watching. I'll be back tomorrow, hopefully with the correct computer setup. But yeah, thanks for hanging. I'll catch you later.